Coach, the weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Set. Right at the 8. Double tight, guys, double tight. We got 4.
On 1st and 10, Newton. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Now Newton. Flushed out right. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Give him 18. It's a Carolina first down.
Brandon, I think we can see early on they're making a concerted effort to get him the football. So to me, that means they like the matchup that they have. They feel like he's better than the guys that are covering him.
2 plays, 2 passes. We'll see if they go back to that well. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Newton. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Check hot route. 20. Get it.
Throwing again. Newton. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 20-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Ready. Look at it. Hey. Here we go. Check.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
To the set. Double 80. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. They'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
At the 16-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Ready? 180. Check, 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 check. Express. Motion, motion. Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. What's the curl? What's the curl? What's the curl? Gun, gun, gun. Check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. Here we go, D. Here.
From the 16, Newton. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Eighth play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down.
Express. Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. Get that one. Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. I know he is.
A shotgun snap for Newton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5, and he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
They run. Devontae Freeman. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 37 yards. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage, and anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys good,
Yep.
backside guys,
meh.
That's what you're supposed to do?
I've had better.
Okay, either way, worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable game.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
Watch the screen.
Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
65, 65, 65.
Now Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 27-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 27. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 22-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
I'm coming for you, mom.
Now it's Ryan. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, it's Ryan. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Dontari Poe able to record his 5th sack of the season. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Gun.
McCaffrey following the penalty. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down at the 15-yard line.
Check Mike 39. Hey, let's go. Gun. Hey!
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Ready. 20. 8. You gonna see me in your nightmare. Check 3.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Newton can fight it. He lost lost the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on third.
Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. Oh, yeah. Great. Here we go again.
From the gun, here's Newton. And an alley to run. And he lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, it's Ryan. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. Check.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead grows to 10-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
Partner, when I was in college, we used to have these things called game maxims that we did before every game. One of them said, press the kicking game. For here's where the breaks are made. It's the area of hidden yardage. How about that return? Flipping the field, taking it past the 50, and getting things set up to start the series.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
Now a 1st down throw for Newton. Being chased out left. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Hey, check Mike 39. Here we go. Hey, check Mike.
To throw is Newton. He gets it to Thomas. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 15-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Check, 154, 154.
On 2nd and 7, Newton, and they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Draw play as Newton gives to McCaffrey. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs, so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And a big play there on 2nd down, but we do have a flag on the field. This is in the area where it might be coming back. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Hey, that QB's traps. Let's go.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. This one complete to Devontae Freeman. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Forced out to his left. He's going to take off with it. 1:55 left to go in the first half of play. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
But one thing's for sure, when you got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you got to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now it's Ryan. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines.
Let's go.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Check Mike 39. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. Hey, defense. Hey, defense.
On first down, Newton. Eluding the pressure right. To the right side, and he's got more complete. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. I don't think you got it, son. 8. Hey, check Mike 39.
Now Newton on first down. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down.
Defense wins championships, baby. Alert 3, alert 3. Gun.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. Spinning away. The ball's out. McCaffrey lost it. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Back deep is Tavon Austin. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Now this is fielded in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. He finds an opening past the 40. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Ready for
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. This complete to Jones. That one covers 29 yards. First down. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know they're going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Ready.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Rapid. Check.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish? Holding that to a minimal gain.
3 bucks. Check safety. Check.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. Freeman a first down and more. Gets it off to Freeman. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 27-yard line.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and this is what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Ready. Mike is 59. Mike the 59. Woo-hoo.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. He's going to take a and he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 17-3. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. And try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now he'll pull it down. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first.
First down, Carolina.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. McCaffrey on the counter. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
What is it? 20. 54. You're trash. What is it?
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
54, right there. 20. I got him.
From the gun, Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tack McKinley, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Elsewhere, a 3rd quarter score. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
2nd and 9 at the 11-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Wait! Joker.
Here's Ryan to throw. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Freeman again. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Two first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10.
Hey, Charlie.
Now Ryan. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Down, get ready. White 25. 59, 59. Go. Go. Ready to go.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, Haywood. Hey, Strickland. Get up.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Flush to his right. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Falcons push further out in front. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Now the try here for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw, Newton. Going for the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. Here's Austin. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Down to lose one. Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. 4 down. 4 down.
And they get this to Austin. It's a jet sweep. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, and what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the 1st down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
Drop deep, drop deep.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And some room to roam now. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Falcons push further out in front. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. And the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Great.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards and a Panther 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
On 1st down, it's Newton. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. picked up by Keanu Neal. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Well, I get it, Charles. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Down big. They just sent their receivers out, let it fly. But the defense, they were ready.
Yeah, and there aren't too many people left in this stadium that couldn't see that coming. But that's not a major criticism at all because you had to try it. What you're hoping for is one of your athletes out-athletes everyone else and makes a dramatic play.
And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. They'll get 6 on the play, and it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Black 25. Black 4. I got him.
And they take a knee. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Thomas has got it, complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 44-yard line.
First down, Panthers.
Ready? Check Mike 39. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Hey! Check 24. Check 24.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Falcons, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Carolina, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead they fall to 5-7. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.